guys also sleep fully clothed and with your sunglasses on your head, right? I gotta come clean. I was actually faking that, if you couldn't tell already, because it's already 12 o'clock, and if today was a fully reselling day, normally I would already be doing a little bit of reselling work, but sometimes because of my bad time management, I do start the day at 12, 1, or 2, just depends. But I was driving home from a non-work thing that I just finished up doing, and I was gonna do a video just doing this shipment here, but I realized I had a lot of miscellaneous things for my reselling business that had to get done today. So I figured I would just show you a day in my life as a professional reseller and a content creator, because I do have a couple of YouTube-y things going on today, because I honestly think I'm gonna be doing a little bit of almost every single thing that I do in my reselling business just today. And the first thing is something that I really should do every single day, but I don't. I'm mostly just doing it to make my life easier on this video. But I'm gonna write down everything that I actually have to get done today, so I don't forget anything. Normally it just stays in my head, or I put it on the notes app, because I think that I'm gonna check the notes app, but I never check it. But all the days that I have done this, I've been more successful in getting everything done, so we're gonna create that checklist today. Perfect. So, 8 main things that we need to get done today. Actually, let me just check my notes app first to make sure I didn't put anything in here that I'm gonna forget about. No, we're good. These are not in order, and I'm gonna have to put them in the correct order, but we have to ship an item for eBay, do some returns at Marshall, source at Academy for some replenishables. We have the first live stream today on the channel, which is gonna be at 7:30, so I have to get the questions ready for that, since it's gonna be answering the top 5 or 10 business questions that I get, but that's more on the YouTube side of things, but also kind of related. And I have to get that all set up because live streaming is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. I got a cool email from Amazon that I have to respond to. Normally those emails are frustrating and not good at all, but I was actually pretty excited to get this one. I have to unstrand some of my inventory. I have to start my shipment for all of this stuff, plus everything that we're gonna buy from Academy. And then I have to use some of my inventory account to pay off some of the credit cards so that I can buy the stuff from Academy, because we bought a lot of stuff when I went out yesterday. It was more than double than what I thought we were gonna be able to. Perfect, so I reordered everything, and unfortunately we're gonna be living in a little bit of a messy house because starting the shipment is the last thing on our to-do list. First is packing stuff for eBay. So I wanna see if I got any packages. Check that, because I might have some stuff coming for removal orders today, because Amazon sent me some of those emails. This is like my whole mess of reselling stuff. It's just in our laundry room. But I gotta give you a little update on eBay as well, because I'm very pleasantly surprised with how things are going, meaning that I'm doing it less. If you remember, it used to be that I had this shelf, and then tons and tons of boxes all up here filled with eBay stuff. But now I just have a ton of boxes that I bought to ship eBay stuff and almost no eBay stuff. It all fits just in this one shelf, which I think was actually one of my goals for the whole quarter, which is actually pretty cool. Essentially, if you don't know why I'm pretty stoked that I have less and less stuff for eBay, it's because I realized that even though I was making a decent amount of money, hundreds up to thousands of total profit for me, the amount of time that it took me to deal with eBay inventory was almost the same amount of time that it took me to deal with Amazon inventory. And I have made probably 10 to 20 times as much from Amazon than eBay. That's just one of the lessons that I'm trying to learn for myself, that even though something might be making money, it still might not be worth your time. So even though before I had some rules on how I was sourcing for eBay, basically that it had to be at a certain return on investment, I've now gotten way more strict, and I'm only buying really nice soccer cleats, which I know will sell. Not even stuff that I'm necessarily questioning about, because I play soccer and I really love soccer, and that's the thing that I know best. And everything else that I sell, even just like these football cleats, I've made tons of guesses on and had to do a lot of returns. So I'm not doing that anymore. So this guy, I've had sitting in my house for a very long time. There's a lot of stuff that I call dead inventory, basically stuff that I can no longer return to the stores. I bought it for only $6.50, so I knew that I could let the price drop, even though I thought they were worth $50 to $70. And it ended up being that I am not making nearly as much as I would have wanted to. And the one thing that sucks about selling all this dead inventory now is that all this permanent marker has had more time to just adhere to the bottom. Luckily, this one pretty much completely came off, but I've had a lot of others that I've tried Goo Gone and isopropyl alcohol and magic eraser and even acetone as well, and it hasn't even come off after all of those and letting them sit for a while. These guys sold for $24 plus shipping, so that is good, but still for having it sit in my house for that long, it just really doesn't seem worth it to me. I'll tell you how much I made after I finalize shipping fees and everything, but what I do when I ship up stuff for eBay is personally, I'll just throw it in poly bags, because I think that just gives a better presentation to the customer. They fit in my largest ones, even these big shoes. This is a size 13 and a half. And then I have these free post office priority mail shoe mailing box. And these are free from their website. They'll actually ship them straight to your house. And I'll have links for these boxes as well as everything else that I use pretty much in all my businesses down in the description if you want to check it out and support the channel. So I'll just throw that in here and I'll cut it down to the top size. That way it won't move around in the box. Fold it over. We'll measure it up. Just under 2 pounds. And I tend to overestimate my shipping just to make sure that I'm not holding the bag on any shipping fees. And this is really the major problem with eBay for me. Since we bought this at the same time that we were buying stuff for Amazon, there probably wasn't a lot of extra sourcing time involved than Amazon stuff, except for the fact that a lot of times you can find multiples of Amazon stuff and it's much harder for eBay. But in the same time that it took us to pack this up and get it ready to go, which is 14 minutes, I could have processed so much inventory for Amazon. What is great is that the profit was $15.16. for a 219% return on investment. But there is just so much time that I feel is wasted on eBay, especially because it's not really that scalable. And the closest post office to me is almost 10 miles away, so that's a 30-minute round trip no matter what. So those are some of the main reasons that I'm phasing out eBay, but we're gonna snag this guy and just put it over here ready to be taken out. But first we got a couple other things to do. The next thing on the to-do list is to unstrand some inventory. If you're not 100% familiar with Amazon, stranded inventory just basically means that I've shipped Amazon through FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, to their fulfillment centers, and so they're gonna ship it out to customers, but for whatever reason, there's inventory at a fulfillment center that does not have an active listing on Amazon for me. Let me show you what's stranded for me right now and why. So currently I have 50 units stranded, and it's been like that almost every day that I've opened on my computer over the past week or so. But that's just because there's a problem that I need to fix that I haven't yet. So the first two here, these are workout gloves, and this one is fishing bait, are stranded because I have a deleted listing. That happens when I purge my listings, which is something I've talked about in other videos, basically just deleting all the listings that I don't actively use to make managing them easier. And something might end up getting returned after that point. It's not a big deal and we'll fix it in a second, but the other reason that stuff is stranded is because of pricing errors. These are all high pricing errors, which means that Amazon thinks that the price that I have them listed for is higher than a fair market value of the item, and so they're suppressing my listing of it because my prices are too high. These high pricing errors are really simple to fix. All you have to do is go in here and change the price down to something that would be fair. A lot of these are items that I've sold before, so I know what the price would generally be. But if you didn't, and you wanted to just make sure that you're within what Amazon thought was a fair price, what you can do is come up here to pricing, and then pricing health. And so it's gonna show that we have 9 inactive offers, which are due to having high prices, and then underneath that, it's gonna show all the different listings down here. If we just look at this first listing, it's for some catfish bait, and it says that it's because it's too high of a price. My price right now is $18.99, and it's saying that the reference point is the price by Amazon, which is $13, the average selling price, which is $7.50, and the list price is $3.99. Now, that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to put it in one of those prices. What you can do is hit update over here, and it's gonna pull this up, and it's gonna show you what the recommended total price should be, recommended minimum, and maximum. That was a bad example, especially because you can see that Amazon's price is $12.57. I'm trying to sell it for over $10. So I'm gonna drop my price down to that $12.57, since that's Amazon's price, even though it's above what the maximum is. Here's a better example. These are some fish hooks, kind of the same thing going on over here. I'm selling it right now for $10.49, and then the average selling price is $6.16. If we go over here into update, there's normally a much larger range than what was showed before, and we can see that the range here is going to be $5.85 to $9.24. So as long as I set my price lower than $9.24 or at $9.24, I'm gonna have an active listing. And I'm gonna set the other one to the Amazon price because that is a reference point that they have. So that should be no problem as well. Now the reason that this has been happening for me, and I'll explain while I update all my prices, is that I have a new repricing software, and the repricer has been really good for me. It's called Be Cool. I have a full review of it. Actually, it's probably out before this video, but I'm shooting it later. And this is pretty much the only thing that I don't necessarily like about it, is that I do set minimum and maximum prices in Be Cool, which I really love, because that means that everything that's sold over the past couple weeks has been really profitable for me, way more profitable than it was the months before this when I had a different repricer called Reprice It. But I have my repricer turn off for 1 hour in the morning to reset to my high prices, so that if there are other people who are aggressively repricing, we can all move up our prices in the morning and then reprice our way back down so that we might make more money, or if people are off the listing, I'll just get my higher prices. Problem is, once the repricer turns back on an hour later, if I have suppressed listings because the price is too high, Be Cool doesn't pick it back up. And honestly, this is less of Be Cool's fault and more of my fault for just putting arbitrarily high prices on all of these items. But if you're interested in that software, I've made a video about switching to it, and I also have a link down in the description for a really good free trial, which is upgraded from their normal one for you guys. All right, we've updated all of these prices. Now we have to deal with these listings, the ones that don't have a listing. Honestly, it is pretty simple. All you have to do is come over here to create a new listing, and it's gonna pull up this listing page. You're gonna put in your price. Right now it's selling for $9.99 through Prime, so I'm just gonna match that because it'll still be profitable. And I'm gonna sell it in new condition because that's the condition mine is. Amazon will ship and provide customer service, save and finish. And then the barcode type is Amazon barcode, but that's okay because I already have it shipped in. And then there is one more thing that you have to do, add the dangerous goods information. These are just weightlifting gloves, and they don't have any pesticide claims, so I don't have to add anything. I just have to say, no, it doesn't have a battery, and no, it's not regulated. And then it's gonna send us to where we would create a shipment. Now I'll head back out to Seller Central, and I'll do the same thing for this other one, and then these both should be out of stranded within about 15 minutes. So we're not quite ready to actually check that off the list, because I still have to wait and make sure that they actually get unstranded. But next up, we're gonna pay off the credit card. Obviously, I'm not gonna show you all my credit card information, but I've never talked about why I use credit cards or how I use them. And to be completely honest, credit cards are probably the way that I was able to quit my job. I spent almost $900 yesterday at Academy, so we're gonna pay off enough for that. But I actually use a couple different credit cards in my business. I don't have them taped up anymore, but I have this credit card, which is a personal credit card. It's the Wells Fargo Propel American Express card, and this credit card is a business credit card. It's the Chase Inked Unlimited card, and that one is the one that I use for the majority of everything. This is what has allowed me to be kind of perpetually in debt in a way, and I'm working towards paying off all my inventory debt, but I've never paid a single cent in interest to any of these credit card companies. So let me know if you're interested in a video about how I use credit cards and the system that I use in order to make that happen. But I really like using credit cards because first off, they give you really good fraud protection. The other major reason is because a lot of cards have 0% purchase intro rates, which means that you can buy stuff and not have to worry about fully paying off your card for almost a whole year. And that's actually why I completely forgot about a different card, which is the one that I actually started everything with, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card that I have. That is also a personal card like the Wells Fargo and the Capital One, but I use it exclusively for business use. But that's something that you'll need to talk to a tax person about because I think that I understand enough of it for myself, but not enough to recommend how you should do it. So that Chase Freedom card, I've carried a balance for almost the entire time that I've been reselling since last September, and I've never paid any interest on it. And then the other major benefit is we get tons of points. When we're spending thousands of dollars on inventory every single month, and you're getting 1.5% back on everything, that's gonna be enough to pay for some vacations. Or to pay for your financial mistakes, like you saw in one of my other videos. All right, credit card, check. Now let's see if our inventory has become unstranded yet. So got 2. We're gonna keep moving down the line and respond to that really cool email from Amazon, but we'll continue to check on this throughout the day. Okay, so I'm pretty stoked on this email that Amazon sent me, but I don't think it's a promise from them. It's in regards to something that I've picked up some items for before. Thought that I could sell them because I'm not restricted to sell them per se, but they were this category of goods. And I actually have some in the back of my van right now. These guys back here, which are matchsticks and fire starters, which I was gonna be returning to Walmart. And in the reselling vlog that I filmed yesterday, I returned one of them to Walmart and got 80 cents back of the $1.50 that I paid since I picked these up back in like January or something. But with Amazon, there are specific goods that are hazmat or dangerous goods, and most people can't sell them. I woke up and got an email from Amazon, and I was scared about it because it's almost never good when you get an email from Amazon. It says that a new case was opened because I was invited to apply to the dangerous goods hazmat program. Now the email just says that they're extending this invitation to me on behalf of the research team. It also says in the email that it is an invite-only thing, and this isn't something that I had requested before. But I guess based on seller performance, just like getting ungated for everything that I've gotten ungated for, it hasn't been stuff that I have requested with invoices. It's just been stuff that I've automatically got approved for when I say request for approval when I'm sourcing. But all it says I have to do is reply to the case on Seller Central with a yes. So just go up here into the help center and then case log right here, and then right down here, just open that case and reply yes. That was easy. And so now we wait, but those are just kind of the little things that hopefully I won't have to return any of that stuff to Walmart anymore. I can just sell it on Amazon now because the thing that I bought for $1.50 that I just returned for 80 cents gets back just over $4 on Amazon, which is 5 times more than I would have got if I returned them all to Walmart. All right, checking on the stranded inventory again. Look at that. No stranded inventory anywhere. We are all set. So those did take a little bit longer. Like it says, it can take up to 15 minutes than the normal pricing help ones. But the reason that I knew I had done the right thing was because down here in this other FBA category, you can see I have those unread messages, and they are that the Amazon listing was created for those 2 items. So that I knew I had the listing, now it was just matching that inventory to the listing, and we were all set to go. Unstranded inventory, check. Responding to Amazon, check. Now we're gonna go do kind of what the bulk of reselling is. This is all a little bit of maintenance stuff, all the little things that you can kind of easily knock out. Started around 12:14, it hasn't even been an hour yet. But now it's time for shipping something, buying something, returning something, and then after we get home, making a massive shipment. Get some fuel for the road. Also, are you a cold pizza or a hot pizza person? We're going cold today, but sometimes I'll warm it up. All right, I can finally use these sunglasses that have been on my head for the past hour. One thing that I always do when I'm in my car is check the mileage to make sure that I write that down. Whenever you're driving for business purposes, you're gonna be able to write off that mileage at about 56 cents per mile. I'm pretty sure it is right now. So if we drive 30 miles while we're out, we'll be able to write off about $15 or $16 from our taxes, which doesn't mean that we're gonna get $16 for doing that. If our tax rate is 20%, it'll be $3 because it's 20% of that $16 that we're able to save because it's technically an expense. First up is going to the post office so that we can drop this thing off for eBay. All right, here we are. Post office gets pretty busy in the middle of a Thursday, the middle of most days, honestly. So I'll always pre-label everything and we'll just throw it in the little box that's there. Now there's no need to wait in that line, so that saved me a ton of time. That's a freaking big vehicle. For size reference, granted I am pretty small anyways, I'm like 5'6". It's only 1:41 now, so we're still under 2 hours of work today for reselling. We're just gonna go ahead and check off ship for eBay. Well, that was just a terrible check mark, but we're gonna go and head over to Academy. Just kidding, we're actually at Marshall's first. I kind of forgot which one was closer. So we're just gonna grab a couple of the things from the back. Not all of it though, gonna save the cashier some stress because this is pretty close to my house. I did come here to make some other returns on Sunday with my wife, and I was able to find a little bit of inventory to send to Amazon. I don't think I'll be able to find anything, but we'll do our customary check of the shoes and the journal and some pet stuff after I realized I was just ungated in that. And the socks and the electronics. Didn't find anything, so let's get out of here.
Number 4,
Hi, I was wondering if I could just exchange this for store credit. That's actually really cool. One of the boxes that I had didn't have the tag in it. Don't know what happened to that. But she was able to just print me up another tag because it was a double of one of the other items that I was returning, just a different size. The other really cool thing is that this card can be used at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, which is nice because since I source both of those places, it's not going to spend as much time just being dormant on this card if Marshalls isn't good but TJ Maxx is. So $85 here, and we can check it off. Now we just gotta go. Oh no, I left the cap off. Marshall's returns, now we can go back to Academy. But I did notice that my camera is dying and I forgot to bring a second battery, so we might be doing a little bit of phone footage. Academy is the main store that I come to do a lot of replenishments on a lot of inventory that I've sold a ton. That's mainly what we're gonna be looking for today. But in the sourcing vlog that I did yesterday, I spent almost $900 and I still couldn't find some of the stuff that I wanted to, so I'm hoping it has it here. Either way, since I'm newly ungated in Under Armour and I haven't been to Academy since then, we're probably gonna check out some clothes as well. Hopefully we can be in and out within about an hour, hour and a half. All right, we're heading to the fishing section and I'm getting blinky battery lights on the camera. But y'all have already seen a lot of this stuff before, and you can check out the other. Camera just died mid-sentence. Hopefully the audio isn't too bad. Sorry if it is. All right, there's a lot of clearance that I'm already seeing. Nothing in this first aisle. I started off yesterday without finding anything in the first aisle, and then we found $900 more, so hopefully we can do that again. Just a friendly reminder, you've heard me say it before. I'll say it again. This one shows $528. Don't forget to double check prices, because it gets back $7, and I wouldn't buy it if it was $528, but if it's only $4, then I'm in. So this one is a little bit of a gamble. $397. And since I can't just show you now, I'm gonna throw on screen a little recording that'll show that when you look this up on Scoutify 2, you'd only get back $5.25, which is still a $1.25 return. But the person who has that listing only has 3 left in stock. The only prime listing is over $12, and I know this brand, I've been able to command that price before, and with my new repricing strategy, I'm comfortable snagging all of these. Because it's ranked under 100,000. I know no matter what I'll make money, and I can probably get 100% return on investment. Don't forget too to check the actual UPCs or the names of the items, because these ones, as you can see, are dirty red. The ones on here are for this one, which are mooncake. So I'll just have to double check if the other ones are profitable as well. Just finished up the whole second aisle. This is normally a pretty good aisle for me, and this is the most organized cart that I've ever had. These are interesting. I've sold something like this before. They're just 3 different colors of the same thing. Problem is, these right now are $5 on clearance. They're selling for about $10.50 on Amazon is the buy box, which is a merchant fulfilled offer. The only FBA offer, and all of the other merchant fulfilled offers are at $13.50, at which point this would be about a 65% return on investment. But where it is now, it's only about a 15 to 20%. That's one of those scenarios that it'll definitely be profitable either way that it sells, just a matter of how profitable. Now that I have a way better repricing system, I can wait out those higher prices, because I don't know the next time I'll be able to buy this, if ever. And then if I wait a little bit, I'll pay a very small amount in storage fees, then I can drop my price to the lowest price and aggressively reprice it so that I can just get my money back out of it if it doesn't sell in a couple of months. But based on everything that I know about Amazon and my time being on listing, very unlikely that if someone is well under the other prices, they're not going to sell out. It's been my experience that most of the time they'll sell out relatively quickly, especially because the sales rank on this is 740 out of 27 million. So it's moving fast. Not a ton in the third aisle. Not great. But that's okay. Got a couple more to go, and I haven't even hit the stuff that I'm really looking for yet. Next aisle was just these couple things. This is one aisle. This is 3 aisles. This is the aisle of truth. This is what I've been waiting for. Still not able to find exactly what I want to in this kind of section, which is a little bit frustrating, but I found a ton of stuff so far. It looks a lot less impressive since I've actually organized my cart. I'm trying to find a lot more of these, and I happen to look up here, and that looks like it might be some good stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and snag. And at least that one, they can't hide them from me. All right, this is starting to look a little bit better. It doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff on clearance, but I did find this one deal, which Amazon's on selling for $20 right now, which gets back at $13 for $5. There's only one of them left that wasn't damaged in any way, but it looks like that might be it for this area. This might be my biggest one in a while. $20 right now, clearance. Sells for $100 on Amazon. Get back 70 something, so this is $50 profit. It's $100 profit in my hand right now. So I just looked all over them. They don't have a tag anywhere. Dang it. I don't know about you, but if I bought something for $100 and it didn't come with a tag, I would not be super happy. There's the friggin' tags. All right, now it's time to decide which cashier to annoy by having all this stuff. 85.18. All right. That was the most painless checkout process that I've done. It's 3:46 right now, so I think we're like an hour and a half into store. It's Florida, so it has to rain since it's between 3 and 5 o'clock. But let's head home, and I have to set up my live stream, make sure I got all that prepared. It's coming up here pretty soon, and then we'll actually start sending everything into Amazon. Also, I think I forgot to say, but we spent a total of $685.18. And that's the reason why I wanted to leave my job for this, because I've only been working like 2 or 3 hours today recently. I was only sourcing for 7 hours yesterday, and over the past 2 days, I've spent $2,300 just about. Don't forget to grab the other side of your mileage. I always forget and have to come back out and get it. Did it! Just gonna add that to the pile right there. I honestly did not think that we were gonna be able to get through this much this fast. Most days I slack a little bit and like I spend up time watching videos. But we've been able to run through all of this, even down to Sourcing Academy. So thanks for the accountability. Now I have to do some YouTube-y stuff, which is figuring out how to set up my live stream so it'll actually work and look decent. I'm gonna pick the 5 to 10 questions that I get most asked so that I can respond to them in that video, and then obviously do a ton of Q&A. The bulk of it will be based on whatever questions are had when I'm live, but honestly I'm kind of expecting like 6 people to show up, so we'll see what ends up happening. So I've been wanting to use this camera because it's way nicer than the webcam, and I had downloaded what I thought was the correct software to do that from Canon directly, which is called Canon Utility, but the one that I needed was called Webcam Utility, so I'm just an idiot, and I spent like 3 hours trying to figure out why my software wasn't working. It's because it wasn't even the right software. Ugh, never mind. Apparently it works. But since my computer's up to date with Big Sur, it doesn't work on Big Sur. I don't have it. But it said it defaulted to Catalina, which is dumb. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I had to delete the first live stream, which I already told people about and already got a question from Kevin Pointer on. So transferring that question to the new live. This webcam really sucks, but my phone camera is a lot better. So I'm gonna use the phone, which means that we're gonna have to use my wife's iPad for looking at Scoutify and the Amazon apps. It's 6:01 now, so we don't have a ton of time before the live stream, which is at 7:30. And I still haven't picked out the questions yet. So I'm gonna do that hopefully in the next 30 minutes. Then I can start a little bit of the shipment. I'm so bad at this. So I just was doing a test stream, which is why I was wearing those. And I've tried all of these cables with my phone and with dongles and stuff, and I can't get any audio beyond just the normal audio. Not happy with it, but it'll be good enough. Alright, it's time to get everything organized, and I'll write down a couple of cues. But I think cleaning is also key. If I have time, I'll organize all of this, but the rest of the house is pretty good. I'm gonna have to just make sure I get a couple of good lighting setups. But I totally forgot, I actually have one of these microphones that I bought when I was initially starting the YouTube channel. Gosh, 2 years ago now. Which just connects straight into the phone. So I can just use that, which will make my life a lot easier. It is now 6:44, and I need to go figure out what questions I'm gonna have in the video. Just to give you guys kind of like an inside look, I'm trying to get around 5 to 10 questions. I think I can ramble on about anything for a long time, but I want to give good succinct answers, just like if it was in a video, make it just as entertaining, just as valuable, and hopefully people have questions based off the stuff that I say. And also to make it a little more interesting, just like I like to jump around in these videos, like moving to a handheld shot versus a stationary one, I think I'm gonna try to move around in the live stream because I get bored by stuff pretty easily, and I think that there are other people like me. So I might have some shots back at the table, might do one back in my reselling room, maybe some just on the ground over there. We'll get to that, and after the live stream, or maybe a little bit during it, we'll start to organize all of this stuff. I don't think I'll be able to get the whole shipment done. I don't mind staying up too late doing that, so we'll see how that happens. Well, we just finished with the live stream. It went so much better than I expected. Thank you everyone who came. We'll definitely be doing more. So much fun. I'm blown away. Thank you so much. 9:31 now. It was just under 2 hours of time. 9:33 is the time on that right now, and that live stream is uploading. All right, I'm gonna take a couple minutes to rest, and then we'll get back at it and start processing all of this. It took an hour till 10:38 now, and I called my dad and my sister who hopped on the stream for a little bit. So we did get our live stream ready, but we're probably not gonna be able to start the shipment. Look at that, I even put start shipment. I was smarter than I thought, because I'm trying to be better about setting some boundaries, even if I still work a ton of hours of the day, so that I can get a little bit more normal sleep. So I think we'll probably take the next hour, hour and a half, and organize everything onto Inventory Lab through Scoutify 2, the app version of that, and leave that as a problem for tomorrow morning and a different video. The first step for me for any shipment is to get my bearings straight. First off, I got my computer over here. We're gonna be using that as a new method in order to list on Inventory Lab, because normally I'll do it with my phone and scan all the barcodes. Instead, I'm gonna be putting in the UPCs on my keypad, because I got pretty fast fingers, especially for typing numbers. And my live stream is uploading to the channel on my phone, and I don't wanna interfere with that. And I'm also just interested to see if that would be any faster. I know that you can connect a scanner to your computer. I just don't have a scanner at the moment, but that is something for a video coming soon that I'm excited about. But first step is to organize everything by store and item. Okay, so I've done it that way for 2 items, and I do not recommend it. Welcome to Inventory Lab. You go up here to list, listed prep, links down in the description if you want to try it out for free for 30 days. You can see I've already put in these 2 items, a little bit over 50% return on investment, pretty good, since it's all replenishables. The problem is, when I add it, I have to calculate the sales tax myself. If I do it with the app, it calculates it for me, and it's a little bit less intuitive, at least to me, so I'm gonna go back to doing it on the app, probably just because that's what I know best. And this way too, I don't have to bring everything up here already. I can go to each item with my phone and scan it there. I kind of forgot how much I had bought, but we got all the Walmart stuff here and all of this stuff done. But this, we're gonna have to do a little bit of extra research. I talked about that when I sourced it, but when you scan it on Scoutify 2, for this Hot Wheels guy, you can see that there's gonna be a bunch of options, and none of them look exactly like this, especially on that small of a screen. That's the same for all of these, so I'm gonna do a little more research, find them on Amazon, get the ASIN, put that into Inventory Lab, and that way I can add them and make sure that they are still profitable. What the heck? Alright, I'm gonna take this back to the store. I'll look it up when I get back to the store. I promise I saw this. I had to scan something else in order to pull it up, but it pulled up the Fillmore listing, so I don't know about that one. Let's find these other Hot Wheels. Okay, here's this one. I just found it on Amazon itself. I scroll through the Amazon listing. I can get down here to the ASIN. Copy that. Back over into Inventory Lab. Paste it. Boom. Got it. Blue truck, yellow tractor. That's it. I bought one of them for $3 at Walmart, except I have to include the tax. Oh, that's amazing. And I'll just do that for these other two. All right, we got those added. What we're going to do is take this buy list that we have created here in Scoutify 2 and send it into Inventory Lab. There are a couple ways that you can do that. You can either send it to your email here, and then I can archive the buy list here. But the other way, Inventory Lab has recently rolled out, is that you can go up here to these three dots and hit import buy list, and then you can select an open buy list, which is this Walmart one, and we can process it. I didn't even have to email that to myself. All I'm going to do now is archive this buy list, since everything's been imported into Inventory Lab. See that we have some issues, 31 to be exact, 51 total SKUs. Most of the issues are just because I'm replenishing inventory. Then we're going to merge the duplicates that are here because maybe I messed up and didn't put in all of the units for some of the items. All right, now we have no issues, and we can have Amazon validate it. Amazon approved the batch. I did have to remove one item. One of these toys, I'm going to have to reach out to Inventory Lab about it because I initially tried to add it just through Inventory Lab, but it didn't let me, and so I added it to my batch on my phone and sent it to Inventory Lab, but it didn't approve my batch after I had done that. It wasn't an Amazon thing, but it just says that I had to reach out to them with a specific error code. So yeah, that one was removed by the user, which is no problem. What we're gonna have to do is add this to the batch, and we just broke the day. It's 12:01 now AM, which is relatively typical for how long I work. Doesn't mean you have to, but I kind of enjoy what I do, so I tend to work a lot, and sometimes it takes a lot to get a business off the ground. Awesome, a couple more things to do. First, we can see the totals. All Walmart stuff amounted to about $758 of buy cost, for a profit of $608, which is only about 80%, but that's totally fine because almost all that stuff I've sold before, so I know it's gonna sell, or I've sold something like it really well, so I'm pretty confident that it's gonna sell for me. A little frustrated that those toys didn't work, but we will save that for later. I did just see an email pop up through my phone. Let's check it real quick. I haven't looked at it yet. Congratulations, you're now enabled for Dangerous Goods program. It's actually perfect. We could take these items here and let's try to add them to our batch. But they said I could do it. I did literally get that email like 8 minutes ago, so I'll try to add it tomorrow. Both my wife and my counselor will be proud of me that I'm actually gonna head off to bed now. It's a little bit after midnight, 12:04 AM. We still have Academy, Marshalls, a little bit of Ross, a little bit of TJ Maxx, those Walmart things, hazmat things left to ship. But that's gonna be in a video I shoot tomorrow. If you wanna see a completed shipment, watch this video. If you're interested in the numbers about your business, watch this video. And YouTube thinks you'll like this one better, so pick whichever one you choose. Today was a little bit hectic, but that's how most work days look like. And every single day is very different. Appreciate you being here. Peace.